What loses its coolness once you become an adult? Getting a letter in the mail with your name on it. I think the surest sign you've grown up is when you see mail for you and are filled with dread rather than excitement. Staying up late. Now it just makes me cranky and useless at work the next day. If you frick with my 8 hours of sleep, I'm gonna be pee. I'm a beautiful princess and I need it. Clothing with words on it. My shirt collection is slowly morphing from words bands to tasteful prints to solid colors. I own a shirt that says brown coat. I aim to misbehave that I've literally never worn out of the house. Being unemployed and having nothing to do all day. Party animal ladies man turns into alcoholic womanizer pretty quick. It gets really lonely too. Source: I went too hard too far into my 20s. Not trying. When you're a boy in school, there's this weird pressure on you to act like you're too cool to put effort into anything. The coolest result on the test isn't an A, it's telling everyone I didn't even try. If you don't even try as an adult, though, you're just an butthole. You have colleagues, clients, and, most importantly, a family relying on you. If you don't give enough of a dang to look out for them, nobody'll want you around. It's changed now. When I was in high school, 3 years ago, getting good grades was the cool thing. Teenagers. When I was a teenager, I only wanted to talk to other teenagers. Thought adults were uncool. Now I'm an adult. Teenagers couldn't be further from cool even if they tried. They do try so hard. That's why they're not cool. There's a closet that's under a stairwell in the apartment I just moved into, so it's all crazily angled. Goes back about 8 feet. If I was still a kid, this would be the coolest closet ever and I'd probably try to live in it. The odds are still strong I'll go lay in there at some point before this summer, just because. But it won't be the same. Throw some pillows and Christmas lights and stuff in there and make it into a tiny, cozy reading room. Think I saw a picture of something similar here on Reddit a few months ago. Sitting on the floor, and especially getting up after sitting on the floor. That sweet bedroom in your parents' basement that all your friends loved to hang out in high school. Yeah, when you're almost 25 you don't want to bring anyone back to your dad's basement but you don't have the money to move out. Sounds like a financially sound strategy, if you ask me. Eating fast food. It used to be a special treat that I would be so excited for and I would beg whoever was driving for chicken selects. Now I eat $6 worth of burgers off the dollar menu and crinkle up the wrappers in a strange mix of disgust, self-loathing, and unsatisfied hunger. Getting McDonald's as a child is a victory, as an adult it's a defeat. Pulling an all-nighter, it hurts. Maybe you're pulling it wrong. Sprinkles. They aren't fun mouth confetti now, just chalk flavored rainbow sticks. Ugh, I never liked sprinkles. They have always been chalk flavored rainbow sticks for me. Being an adult. When you're a kid, you can't wait to grow up. Once you're an adult, you just want to be young again. Classic grass is always greener situation. Playing pretend. I remember playing with toys, playing pretend with friends, generally fantasizing as a kid, and it all felt so real. I can try now. I can sit and move around my Brachiosaurus figurine and my fairy, which, yes, are still on my desk. The fairy rides the Brachiosaurus, but it's just not the same. As an aside, I would like to say that I'm deeply troubled by the fact that Firefox redlined Brachiosaurus and suggested Brontosaurus as a replacement. Shame on you, Firefox spell checker. That dinosaur isn't even real. My playing pretend is now pretending I am on a cooking show while I make a stir fry. Summer. Oh god, what I would do to have a real summer vacation again. The idea of making your own money. I used to be under the impression that when I finally landed a job I'd use the money to buy everything I always wanted. How wrong I was. Kids always seem to disregard the concept of bills entirely. Mind you, $20 to a kid is a lot more than it is to an adult. $20 worth of candy back in the day was practically an endless supply. Anything adult-like. It was fun being young. The sense of everything being new kept life exciting. As an adult, you have to seek out new things and that can get expensive. Dating middle schoolers. Dang cigarettes. Getting wasted and going clubbing. In college and for a while after, everyone loves spending the weekend getting obliterated. But once you get older you realize that the money and hangovers just aren't worth it anymore, and you begin to prefer chips and Netflix over any nightclub. Can't argue with chips and Netflix regardless of your age. A school snow day. Nope, still have to go to work. Bus driver here. Snow days are still awesome. I go to bed with my fingers crossed that the next day will be a snow day. It's even better when it's a Friday or a Monday. Smoking. I started because I wanted to look cool like the 80s action heroes at like 15. Now I am trying to quit. Sucks. I started at 16 because I was mad at my parents. I thought it would make them mad. It didn't. They just rolled their eyes and thought it was a phase. I'm 21 now and still smoking the suckers. Drinking. Who gives a crap how much you drank? Drinking is fine. Never shutting up about drinking gets old very quickly. Snow days just mean it's tougher to get to work. For me, milk. I used to love cereal. I ate that crap for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack time, whenever. The more sugary the better. Now, if I have 2 sips of the stuff, I practically crap my trousers. I miss you, crunch berries, even when you cut the roof of my mouth. Others have suggested lactose-free milk, but personally I enjoy almond milk. The one that isn't vanilla flavored, has a very similar taste and consistency as milk, without the nasty trouser issues. I enjoy my fruity pebbles regularly enough thanks to almond milk. Hating on the popular thing. Hipsters aside, no one cares if you like to sing along to a Katy Perry song on the radio. I was about to say a Britney Spears song, which would prove even more I'm quite an adult. It's actually funny, where once you hit some point in college and into adulthood, it becomes the cool thing to do again. Call me maybe was a huge hit at parties in college. Being anti-nap. I don't recall when I fell in love with naps, but I love them. Sometimes I will get out of bed really early, just to ensure I get in a nap later. Skipping work and school. Now that your education is coming out of your pocket, it's kind of uncool to skip class. In engineering school we would skip classes to study for other classes. I'm 18 and I'm now terrified to grow up. Don't even bother, it is way overrated. I fly quadcopters around my warehouse and play stupid practical jokes. I am 40. Little plastic army men. I mean, toys in general. But I used to create giant involved battlefields in my bedroom with little army men and tanks. It's just not as fun anymore. Our Green Dawn would like to have a word with you. Christmas. Crap is a chore now. SpaghettiOs. Tried them last year. Those things are disgusting at. You're not supposed to wear them on your eyes. This is the opposite that I want to point out. Butts are so much cooler as adults. As a kid, it's where poop and cooties come from. As an adult, it's a sexy body part worthy of fervent worship. I didn't realize I was an adult when I was 12. Having a ton of friends. Quality not quantity these days. Driving. It's such a pain in the ass now and everything about it makes me infuriated. All the money for the car itself and upkeep, repairs, oil changes, gasoline, waking up early on weekdays during the winter to get snow off your car and driveway so you can get out. Every time I get stuck at a light. Every time I have to stop at a stop sign. Every time someone cuts me off. Every time somebody doesn't use their blinker. Every time I get stuck behind a slow car and can't switch lanes because the car next to me is going equally slow. Every time I'll let somebody pass in front of me to cross the intersection if there's congestion and no wave or nod to say thank you. I may have an anger problem now. Just about everything. Driving. I thoroughly enjoy having a friend drive when going out for lunch. I could drive yay, but frick that, I'd rather slouch back, stare out the window and have you do it. Staying up late, bed by 8 o'clock, sounds good to me, Not necessarily losing coolness, but liking things mainly marketed at children apparently becomes less acceptable. You had to get rid of the diapers eventually, man. Alternative hair. Also, a lot of anime seems very juvenile when you're an adult. At least for me, it's hard for me to take it seriously now. I can only watch the classics. Very few are viewable when you're an adult with a greater understanding of your emotions and the pragmatic side of relationships. An indecisive, verbally abusive guy does not a good boyfriend make. Kagome, smarten up. Just yesterday my niece and nephew were over and they were playing a paying the bills game. Basically whenever their mom pays bills they pretend to give people bills for them to pretend to pay. I didn't know they were doing this. At the time they were doing this, I was in my room playing a game of League of Legends. They knocked on my door and said I have mail. I asked them to slide it under the door or leave it outside the door and I'll look at it in a bit. About 15 minutes later one of them knock on my door and in an insisting voice asks, did you pay your bill yet? The first thing that went through my head was, oh crap, how fricked am I? And then I realized it was all a game and it was kind of funny, but upset that I almost had a heart attack. I'm already poor. I can't afford to miss a payment. Being a dinosaur. The jocks and the popular kids stop being cool, usually, because nobody cares how popular you were in school. You have been visited by the wisdom pupper type. Study well pupper or you will fail your next test at school. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.